Can you see me? What's showing up is not, oh, there we go. What's showing up was, I don't know, was not me currently. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Homeschool Breakroom. If you're here, can someone, do you see me correctly? This is acting weird. Anyway, hopefully you're seeing me. Today's episode is going to be a themed one, and it's all about viruses. I thought it would be fun occasionally to throw out or to do a episode where we just kind of talk all about one specific topic. And since the viruses are obviously in the news right now, I figured that would be a good time to do this as a topic. So if you are new here, Homeschool Breakroom is a weekly live show here every Thursday at 3 p.m. where we talk about whatever it is we want to talk about as homeschool moms. Share resources. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. We can share resources, recipes, tips, tricks, whatever we want to talk about. And so I invite you to leave your favorite things, something that you have enjoyed this week with your kids or by yourself, maybe a favorite Netflix show or something. If you have a resource that you've used to teach kids about viruses or specifically the coronavirus this week, a video you've watched or an article or something, I'd love for you to leave it down in the comments. All the links for everything will be down below, so do check that out. Now, the first thing I have to say has nothing to do with viruses, but my daughter, this has been a big week with high school, college stuff. My daughter is sophomore year, and we just got in the mail this ridiculously large book of ACT prep guide stuff. And I am overwhelmed by my daughter being so close to being done. And we've been spending time working on college stuff, college fair stuff, because we're going to a college fair in a couple of weeks. And I cannot believe that my homeschool journey with her is almost over. So, yeah, that's that. Now, to get started, I have a few resources for you. One of them is a comic that NPR put out for kids to explain the coronavirus. And again, the links will be down below. You can read it on the screen or you can print it out. It's just a really cute, informative comic about it. And I always think that in non-intimidating ways is a good way to present kind of heavy information. Because even when we're not panicky about things, kids have a harder time understanding and whatever. So comic is a really approachable way to teach about it. If you have older kids, the CDC has some really good education stuff on their website, and one of them is a chain of infection lesson for older kids. And I think this would be a fantastic way to, especially if you have a biology student, to talk about, to bring in from the current events into your classroom. And then the CDC Map for the coronavirus has been really interesting to watch. We've been following it most every day now and kind of watching the spots that start out small and how they progress and how quickly they progress. It shows the whole world map and where the different outbreaks are. So I think that, pardon me, has been really interesting. Now, obviously, if you have a kid who's prone to anxiousness about such things, it might not be a good idea. But if you don't, I think this is a really cool map to see. And then one last resource, and this one was a new one to me. There's a podcast called This Podcast Will Kill You. And I can't wait to introduce it to my boys because I think they'll like it. But it's a couple of grad students who talk about disease. I forget what they call it. Disease. I'm sorry, stop that up. Disease ecology. I didn't know that was a topic of study, but they have one that is supposed to be one about coronavirus that's supposed to be really interesting. So check that out. Now, if you like to do unit study type of things, I found a post over on the Brave Learners Facebook group that had some really good ideas. We do not really follow Brave writing stuff. Like, I don't have their curriculum. But I really love the Facebook group because I get a lot of inspiration of things to do outside the curriculum and ways to bring different topics in, and a reminder that this isn't just about finishing our books. Anyway, some of the topics that they talked about, or that were listed were, got my little handy cheat sheet here, global markets, international trade, how vaccines were first developed, biographies of scientists like Louis Pasteur, past pandemics, and wildlife migration. And how I thought wildlife migration sounded especially interesting because of how animals can carry diseases, but also just the way they move about and how kind of symbolic of how humans have moved about over time as well. Now, if you like to watch shows, YouTube, documentaries, etc., I have a couple suggestions for that as well. One of them is called Influenza 1918 by PBS. This was one my daughter watched a couple of years ago when she did chemistry in the kitchen for science. And she had to watch it then, and obviously about the Spanish flu. And it was really interesting. She really liked it. It's on PBS's website right now. You should be able to stream it without being a member of PBS. Though, I'll put in a plug. We are passport members for PBS, and you can contribute any amount. We do $5 a month, and you get access to way more shows, and we really like it. But it's on their website right now. A second one is from ASAP Science, which is a channel here on YouTube that is fantastic for animated science videos. And they have one, or they have a few actually. If you just search a virus on their channel, you'll see several that can talk about viruses. I don't remember if there was one specifically for coronavirus, but we've been using this opportunity to just explore viruses in general. And the third one is a video from BrainPOP. This is one of their free ones, and it's really good about it. Again, links will be down below for all of these. Now, on to books. I have 3 for you. One is called Fever 1793, and this takes place in Philadelphia in, obviously, 1793 with the yellow fever. This would be kind of a upper elementary, middle school type book. My daughter listened to it this year. She's in 10th grade, and she enjoyed it. But it's kind of, I would say, probably more of a middle school level for actually reading it. If you're going to listen to it, then go either way, or beyond, on both sides of that. Another one that was really cute is called Cutie Sue Fights the Germs, and this is free if you are a Kindle Unlimited member. Otherwise, you can buy the Kindle version or the book version, or of course check your library. We are Kindle Unlimited right now, I go back and forth on it. But it's just super cute. I mean, this is going to be more of like 7 or 8 and under ages. And then the last one is called Fever 1793. No, I already gave you that one. It's called The Ghost Map, and it's about the cholera outbreak in the 1800s in London, and kind of how that influenced science and our understanding of the spread of diseases. That one I just put on hold at my library so that we can read it. And now that brings me to, and today's episode is going to be a little bit longer than usual because I had several things to share. Teaching kids news. As you probably have noticed, there are some news that are, not necessarily being entirely accurate or presenting things in a way that kind of makes people feel a little bit panicky and such. So I think this is a really great time to teach kids to really analyze that and explore the whys of news and who benefits from different stories, and not just like about this, but just in general. Who benefits from different stories? Who doesn't benefit? What information might be missing? All of those type of questions. I think it's really important that we teach kids to be really critical thinkers in their news. But I do have a couple of sources for kids' news sites that my kids enjoy. One of them is called the BBC NewsRound. Obviously, the kids' version of BBC News. The articles are pretty short, and that's my son's complaint about it, is that they think the articles need to be longer. But there are lots that have videos, so they've been really enjoying that one. And the other one is Tween Tribune. That one they really like. This is put out by Smithsonian. I also have I'm going to post these over on Instagram later today. But I have, from NPR, I went through and found several news articles about viruses, not just current, but in fact, most of them are they're older. And we've been making our way through the playlist for that. So I will have, there's no way for me to link the playlist to you, but I will share the screenshots of the news stories we've been listening to over on Instagram stories. And I'll try to share them later this week on Facebook as well, maybe over the weekend. So there's that. If you are interested in other sources of news that we use, I have a blog post that talks about that, and I will link it down below. And that is all I have for this week. I know a little longer than what I usually try to do, but that was that today. I am off to get dinner going. I don't know what I'm making. I would love to know what you're making for dinner tonight. I thought of some chicken, and that's as far as I've gotten. So I am going to go do that and then try to go get a run in before the rain comes back. So that's my evening. I hope you have a great one, and I will see you next week, 3 p.m. Bye.